Good morning, all. It is October 24th. That means we need to read Proverbs chapter 24. So this morning, I'll let y'all take a huge guess. Again, I'm running late. So I've kind of gotten to thinking about that this morning, because with this job in particular, I am constantly running late. Now, I don't know if this is just human nature dragging your feet to go to a job that you don't like, or is it ADHD having an issue waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning to go to a job that she doesn't like, and feeling like she's working in a place that she doesn't get paid fairly. So, yeah, or is it just poor time management? So, yeah, the whole ADHD thing, I've never been officially diagnosed, but when the internet was still fairly new, my mom accused me of being ADHD, and I'm thinking, no way, I'm not falling for that. So I thought, well, I'm going to go take one of those online assessments. You know, whatever they are worth, maybe yes, maybe no. But I did try to answer the questions as honestly as I could. You know, trying to, look from the outside in, kind of, what we've been talking about in that aspect, what do other people see in us? So from the outside, I tried to answer the questions on this online self-diagnosis, whatever. And I failed it pretty miserably. I'm like, well, that's just one. I can't, that's not, surely that's just a mistake. Because I had to prove Mom wrong that I wasn't going to let myself be labeled like that, right? So I took another 2 more and failed both of them. So I was like, okay, so maybe I need to do some research and see what this ADHD is all about. Like I said, this is like, 2007, 2008 maybe. So yeah, my mom's example that she used, which is 100% accurate because I've caught myself doing it several times in my life since. She says, Holly, you're going to start the dishes, and then you'll see a bowl of scraps that need to go get dumped out. Then you're going to take them outside to dump them out to the animals. And then you're going to realize that the chickens need fed. And then you're going to feed the chickens. And then you need to go check on the garden. And then after you check on the garden, you need to do whatever. And before you know it, you've completely forgot about the dishes that you were doing. And you may have even lost the bowl outside. And yeah, guess what? Yep. That's it. So I know there's a lot of people out there, YouTube channels and stuff, that talk about ADHD. But if you have not actually checked any of them out, I'm just going to throw this one out here that, to let y'all know that if anyone out there has ADHD and they feel like they're screwing up everything, like, forgetting to do the simple things. I'll give you the example this morning that just for the sake of my car, I realized we had frost on the windows of the car this morning. Obviously running late, guess what? No, Holly doesn't scrape the windshield or windows. Luckily, it was a light frost. So that's, just instead of starting the car, letting it warm up, because she's running late, that was not possible. So, windshield wipers. Oh no, I forgot. I have used up the last of the wiper fluid that's in the reservoir. I do actually have a jug of wiper fluid behind the seat of my car, but yeah, I'm running late and it's very cold. So there's that. And then I'm thinking, well, whenever I put the wiper fluid in, I need to remember to change the oil. Or not change it, check it. So, okay, I have probably been 2 weeks since I've checked the oil in my car. My poor car Hey, it's dependable. 200, almost 291,000 on it, or 291, yeah, something, whatever. It's got a lot of miles on it. And then I look around, it's like, oh my gosh, this car is just a total mess. It's cluttered. I need to take time to clean it out. But yeah, I'm not focusing on that. That's not something I like to do. So yeah, I need to do that. But some other things that, you know, I've got bills that I need to pay. It's not that they're difficult to pay. It's just like facing that task. I have got to make a phone call and pay that bill. It doesn't seem that difficult in a way, but to me it's like, okay, I gotta check, see how much bank money's in the bank, gotta see if I can afford that and do the house payment. And I still need to do the house payment. It was due yesterday. And la-di-da-di-da-di-da, all of these things. Now I'm still trying to basically remodel a bathroom. So I'm thinking, okay, well, I was really wanting to pay a little bit extra on the house payment, but I'm thinking, well, I better save up money to, use that extra little bit on the bathroom. And so many things, it's like overwhelming to just step back and look at all of it. And let alone, it's just like, well, if I make the call to pay the phone bill, I need to make the call to pay the house payment. And I don't know why, but it does seem very overwhelming. But overall, I do want to say that if you are struggling with this or dealing with someone with this, understand this simple task can seem overwhelming. And just, you have one step at a time, yeah. Oh yeah, I lost my hairbrush too. This is the second day and I forgot to, stop by the store and buy a new hairbrush. So, but yeah, that's, so many, a person tends to feel irresponsible and they get self-critical. I am terribly self-critical. I will admit that. But look at the positive sides too. Usually there's a lot of creativity. Yeah, well, that word. And if we do get into something, we can hyper-focus like a superpower. That is pretty handy. To study, if we need to cram, I think a lot of people do it that have ADHD, but for me to study something, when I was going through EMT school, we had, obviously a textbook that we had to read, chapters each night. And the best way to read those chapters for me, while reading in English, I would put earbuds in and listen to Spanish music. So it was like forcing me to hyper-focus, and I don't know how it works, but if I need to study something and read something like that, now the only thing is, on the Bible, I try not to do that. Now, while I've been trying to write the Bible out, I have had videos playing in the background for noise. And actually, I think most of them's been Midwest Magic Cleaning, which that's kind of my new, I won't say favorite, but I mean, I really enjoy listening. It's very inspiring. It's an autistic guy who loves to clean houses for people. So I'll throw a plug out there for that guy, because like I said, his narrative is usually fairly comical, but it's very informative also. So yeah, I say thanks to Midwest Magic Cleaning, because that's another ADHD thing also, is body doubling. So even like if I need to do dishes or something, I can set that on, and knowing that guy's cleaning, I could clean, and it encourages me to even clean more, really. But while trying to remodel, it's a little bit of a juggle. But anyway, So, yeah, if you struggle with the simple things or possibly think that you may have ADHD, I mean, obviously, no medical advice here. Do your own research, talk to your doctor, la-di-da-di-da-di-da. I prefer to go the non-medication route, so that's why I haven't pursued an actual diagnosis, because, a diagnosis is not worth anything to a doctor if they can't, write a prescription. They got to get their kickback. But anyway, yeah, what was I saying? But yeah, don't feel like, there are, like I said, a lot of great YouTubers out there. I think ADHD Love, that's one that they really explain it a lot. I think they go through current or common problems with it. I don't remember any of the others on top of my head, but that was a good channel that I've learned a lot from also. So anyway, but all of that to say is, don't be discouraged if you feel like you're struggling with simple tasks. I've often said I feel like I'm a, teenager trying to still figure out all these responsible adult things that I'm supposed to be doing and get them done on time. It's like someone should not leave me unsupervised. I say that jokingly. Yes, I have been living alone for 3 years. My house may show it, but nonetheless, I have, kept things fairly afloat, survivable. But, like I said, try not to get down on yourself, because it is frustrating. I know it is. Like I said, I'm very self-critical. So, just as long as no one asks me to practice what I preach, I'll be okay. But yeah, don't get down on yourself. Don't get frustrated with yourself. Learn to laugh it off and find a journal that you actually do like. Don't buy a gazillion of them. If you Google on Amazon, they actually do have some ADHD journals that are like undated, and I really like the format of them. I don't know. I may try to put a link in the first comment if I remember it. Yeah, if I remember it. But remember, some things do, I don't know, you can play with your diet. Sometimes people say that does, have an impact on it also. For females, I'm sure time of the month may, impact it also. But just remember that, it's not all bad, and try to step back and laugh at it, or, look for the positive things. A lot of times a deadline or emergency or something, happening that, what do they say? I guess just like emergencies, stuff like that, in times of chaos. A lot of times the ADHD people are easy to think quick and react, and because I guess impulsiveness, that's, yeah, another fun one. But we feel that stress of chaos so often in our lives on the normal day-to-day basis. So when it kind of turns to chaos to other people or an event surrounding us or something, it's like, oh yeah, we've got this. This is no big deal. So, like I said, it's not all bad. If you need to, look up some of the good points about it. Like I said, YouTube, you research whatever. And like I said, obviously, doctor's opinion, la-di-da-di-da. But anyway, look into, don't feel, down, discouraged, frustrated with yourself, self-critical. Like I said, the ADHD Love channel actually has taught me a whole lot about that. And if you need body doubling to get things done or something, and I've really honestly thought about the channel literally just live streaming cleaning. If anybody needs a body double to chat with while they're cleaning. I don't know about that. I don't know what the phone service is in my house. I don't know if it would be the same channel or a different channel. And I don't know if it would be strictly and only in my house or not, just because I don't know what the phone service is like, in the other parts of my house. And, anyway, if I could ever go to the point of, helping other people clean, that might be cool too. So, but in the meantime, Midwest Magic Cleaning is a good channel that I listen to often. And even if I'm just driving, he talks about the different disabilities and things that actually, induce clutter, including ADHD. So, anyway, I am almost to work, and I've been just jabbering all morning, I know. So, anyway, I hope everyone has an absolutely wonderful day. We are blessed that it is Friday. That means Sabbath starts tonight. And yeah, get rid of the alarm clock for the morning, because tomorrow is a day of rest. Praise Yah. So, with that, yes, I love y'all. Send many prayers, and shalom always.